Greetings everyone, I am CJ Domingo. Representing our group, I will be starting the presentation for our project titled Cinebook. Cinebook is an online movie ticket booking system designed to streamline the movie selection and seat reservation process for customer, while providing administrators with effective tools to manage transaction and movie listing. Before we look at the interface, let's dive into its technical foundation. We utilize MySQL for data persistent in our Cinebook db.sql file. You can see the structure of our database. We have a user table to manage account information, a movie table for movie details such as synopsis, ratings, and showing status, and a booking table to track tickets, seat numbers, and payment statuses. To connect our web application to this database, we created db.php. Here we use the MySQL connect function to define the host, user, password, and our database name. Cinebook DB, if the connection fails, it includes error handling to immediately identify the issue. Let's move to the user entry and the authentication logic. Registration. In Register PHP, we allow user to create an account as either a customer or an admin. For security, we implemented password hashing using PHP password hash function. This means actual passwords are never saved in the database. Instead, they are encrypted to protect user data. We also included backend validation to ensure email formats are correct and unique within the system. In login PHP, we handle session management. When a user logs in, the system checks if the email exists and verifies the password using passwords. Verify upon a successful match. User info is saved into session variables. This is critical because it's identify if the user is an admin who is then redirected to admin panel or a customer who is redirected to the main homepage. I will now demonstrate this in action. I will register a new account by entering a full name, email, and password. I'll select the customer role and click sign up. You can see the success message. Now, I will log in using the account I just created. Notice that as I type, the fields remain clear due to our autocomplete settings for enhanced security. I click sign in, and because this is a customer account, the system directs us to the Cinebook homepage where we can now browse and select movies.
The index.php file serves as the main entry point of the Cinebook application. It is a PHP-driven page that handles two distinct responsibilities in a single file. When a normal browser request is made, it queries the database for movies marked as either showing or upcoming and render the full HTML page. The visual identity of this page is established through style.css, which define a dark cinematic aesthetic using CSS variables. The glass morphism effect is achieved specifically on the navigation bar and modal overlays using backdrop filter. The Ajax handle in index.php and app.js rather than navigating to a new page every time a user clicks a movies. The system using Ajax for seamless page refresh pre-data loading. When index.php receives a get request containing both Ajax equals 1 and a movie underscore ID parameter, it bypasses the full HTML rendering entirely and instead queries the database for the specific movie's details. It also fetches all currently booked seats for the movie, excluding refunded ones, and returns everything as a clean JSON response. On the JavaScript side, app.js is built around a single Cinebook app class. When a user clicks a movie record, the show movie details method parses an asynchronous fetch call to that same Ajax endpoint. Once the response arrives, the methods dynamically build and injects the movie detail HTML, including the poster, genre, runtime, syneposis, and price directly into a modal overlay. Without ever reloading the page, if the movie status is upcoming, it renders a disable coming soon button. Otherwise, it shows an active book now button. Seat selection and confirmation. Once a login user, click book now. The switch to booking method takes over. It first performs two safety checks. It verifies the user is logged in and is logged in DLN flag injected into the page by PHP from the session and confirms the movie status is showing. And then transition from the details modal to the booking modal where the seat grid is displayed. The seat grid in index.php is a static HTML layout of 150 seats arranged in label rows. With the first few rows, design a VIP seat, style with a gold border in style.css. The switch to booking method cross-reference the array of already taken seats returned by the AJAX call and programmatically adds a taken class to those elements. Visual blocking them out, it also calculate and display the remaining availability count in real time. Seat selection itself is handled through event delegation, a single click listener of the entire document. Watches for click on any element with a class seat that isn't already taken. When a seat is clicked, handle seat selection toggles its selected states, adds or remove it from the selected seat arrays, and recalculates the running total amount based on the movie's per seat price. The booking summary below the seat grid updates leave to reflect the current selection.
I will be discussing the customer side features of Cinebook, especially how we handle e-tickets, booking history, and refund requests. In QR generation logic, we use the process booking.php file. Once a user confirms their booking, the system proceeds to generate an electronic ticket in process booking.php. We utilize an external QR code API from QR server. The logic of this is first, we package the booking details, such as the movie, title, seats, and total price into a single string. Then we send this data to the API URL using the file get contents to retrieve the pixel QR image. Using file put contents, we save this physical image file into our server's uploads folder with a unique file name based on the user ID and the current timestamp. And finally, with that, we execute an update query to save that file name into the database record, linking the digital ticket to the specific booking ID. In booking history and SQL join, we use the getHistory.php file. To allow user to view their past transactions, we have that file, the getHistory.php. And the core of this file is a SQL join query. Because the bookings table only stores the movie ID, we use a join in the movies table to retrieve the actual movie title and post URL for display. The query filters the result by the current user session ID and orders them by the most recent transaction. The data is then sent back to the frontend as a JSON array to populate the My Bookings table dynamically. For refund requests, we use the file for process refund.php. We implemented a system for cancellation through process refund.php. When a user clicks the refund icon in the history, they are asked for a result. This data is sent via a POST request to the server. The logic here is a state change. We execute an update query that changes the booking status from from confirm to pending refund and records the user's reason in the refund reason column. This status change alerts to the admin that a request is waiting for review while preventing the ticket from being used or reprinted normally. And for demonstrating these features, in viewing ticket after booking, we will notice the e-ticket modal. It shows the movie poster and this unique QR code we generated earlier. This is what the customer would scan at the cinema entrance. Second, for viewing history, we will see it in My Bookings, and we will see it all the previous transactions listed there, retrieved through our SQL join. And for request refund, when you click the refund icon for our latest booking, it will enter the change of plans as on reason. Notice for that the status instantly updates to pending refund. In that request is now visible in the admin panel for approval. Good day, sir. I am Micaela De Leon, and I will be discussing our booking system. In Administrator, when an administrators log in, they are directed to the admin panel.php. A critical logic we implemented at the very top of our admin files is the security and access control. Using session start, the system checks if the user role is strictly set to admin. If a regular customer tries to access this URL directly, the system will automatically redirect them back to the login page to maintain system integrity. On the dashboard, the admin can see real-time statistics like total movies, active bookings, and gross revenue, which are fetched using the SQL count and some queries. We also have a theater occupancy section that calculates seats sales per movie against our 150 seat capacity. Next, let's look at how we manage our movie catalog. In editing movies, we use the editmovie.php file. When the admin clicks the edit icon, the system fetches the movie's current data using its ID. The logic in editmovie.php, it handles two scenarios for posters. If a new image is uploaded, it replaces the old one. Otherwise, it retains the existing file name in the database. We use MySQL real escape string for all text inputs to protect the database from SQL injection. And for deleting movies, we use delete movie PHP file. Our deletion process follows a file system cleanup logic. Before removing the record from the database, the system identifies the physical poster file name and uses the unlink function to delete the image from the uploads or folder. This prevents our server storage from being cluttered and unused files. And finally, the SQL delete command is executed to remove the record permanently. And now, let's proceed to managing our accounts and financial records by using our file manageusers.php and managebookings.php. In user management, we implemented a search and filter logic. Admins can search for specific names or emails using the SQL-like operator or filter users by their roles. For security, we added a self-deletion prevention logic that prevents the currently logged-in admin from accidentally deleting their own account. In booking management, we handle the refund lifecycle. When a customer requests a refund, the admin has the authority to approve or reject the request. Approving a request sets the status to refunded, effectively canceling the ticket and freeing up the seats, while rejecting it reverts in status to confirm. And in our system execution, I will now demonstrate these features. In delete movie, I will delete one movie from our inventory. Notice that as I confirm, the record disappears from the list, and the image is also removed from our server storage. In Approve Refund, here is the refund request from earlier. I will click Approve, and you can see the status badge changed to Refunded, and the transaction is now finalized. In Reset All Records, finally we have here the Reset All Records utility. When I click this button, the system executes a global delete command on the bookings table. This wipes all transaction history and instantly makes every seat available again across all movies in the system. Thank you.